Today, class, we're going to talk about amino acids.
Dr. McKiddie, what are amino acids?
Amino acids are essentially the building blocks of proteins. They're formed by carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, and oxygen atoms.
So, Dr. McKiddie, what does the amino acid look like?
An amino acid is going to have three groups. It's going to have an acid group, as you can see here, a side group, and an amino group.
Dr. McKiddie, what does the R stand for?
The R signifies a chemical group that would be present in the amino acid, as you see here. Alright, class, now we're going to talk about the types of amino acids. There are 20 total amino acids, as you can see with this equation I put up here. 9 of those amino acids are essential, which means they must be consumed in the diet. 11 of those are non-essential, which means they can be created by cells within the body, if the right ingredients are present, of course. You see the 3 red stars here? Those are showing that isoleucine, leucine, and valine are branched-chain amino acids, which are primary amino acids used by the muscle for energy needs.
So, Dr. McKiddie, why is there an arrow between those two?
Well, that's a great question, DeAndre. There's an arrow between amino acids and protein synthesis because amino acids actually are linked together by chemical bonds called peptide bonds, which form specific proteins, which starts the process that we know as protein synthesis. That's the process by which individual cells build their specific proteins. Alright, class, we're going to have a quiz on protein synthesis to see what you know about it right now. The password is spaghetti squash. For those of you who can't spell it, it's up here, DeAndre. Alright, class, time's up. Anybody got a good grade? Any 10 out of 10s out there? You got 10 out of 10?
Yes.
Good job, DeAndre. Wow, really good job. Class, this is exactly what I want the answer to look like. I'm going to read it to you. And if you don't have this answer, write it down. This is going to be on our next test. The synthesis of protein occurs after a number of intermediate steps. The first step. The code from DNA needed for synthesis of a specific protein is transferred by mRNA from the nucleus to the cytoplasm of a cell. Second step. Messenger RNA travels to the ribosomes where mRNA code is read and then translated to produce a specific protein. The third step. Transfer RNA adds amino acids one at a time according to the mRNA instructions to form a polypeptide chain. The last step. Polypeptide chain twists and folds into three-dimensional structure of the intended protein. Class, I've drawn something on the board here. Does anybody know what this is? DeAndre?
Is that protein synthesis?
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what we just had our quiz on as well. Alright, I've labeled each and every process that occurs within protein synthesis, and I'm going to talk to you about it. Number 1 here, the DNA contains the information necessary to produce proteins. Number 2, here, transcription, or copying of a segment of DNA, results in mRNA, a copy of the information in DNA needed to make a protein. Number 3, here, the mRNA leaves the nucleus and goes to the ribosome, which is here. Number 4, amino acids are carried to the ribosome by tRNA containing the code that matches that on RNA, which happens right here. Number 5, the process of translation. The information contained in mRNA is used to determine the number of types and arrangement of amino acids in the protein, which is here. Alright, class, DeAndre, pay attention. Alright, class, that's going to conclude our day of learning about amino acids and protein synthesis. Everybody have a great day.